Peace, what's going on? This is Kurt and I'm back for another video. The topic of the video today is your heart needs an orgasm too. Uh, and basically, what I want to speak about today is about what we're going through in the world right now. What's going on in the world right now, and what is your position? What is your responsibility as a being on this plane at this moment, in this age, in this instance, today, now? What are you supposed to do? Before I start, I just want to explain the story of Atlas. In the Greek mythology, you had the war between the Titans and the war between the gods. The gods won, and Zeus forced Atlas to carry the skies or the heavens, which means that right now the race of Titans is holding up the skies or the heavens. What does that specifically mean? When you're holding up the stars or the heavens or the skies, you're holding up time. Today, right now, I'm not speaking to you from the perspective of I have something that I could show you that you don't know already. Today is the time for you to actually be. Today is the time for us to be celebrating. This is our victory. The war is won. Back in the days when I made videos, I said that the matrix or the tree of life collapsed. So they had to make another tree of life. And every single thing you agreed to emotionally, in the ethers, in the astral realms, was going to dictate your energy. Right now, you have to understand that time is the residence of debt. Someone owes something to this plane. And the Titans on this plane, because the Titans don't come from the skies. We have nothing to do with the skies. The energy in the skies, which is the stars, which is the plasma, belongs on Earth. That's your energy. But we say energy flows where attention goes. So by making the Titans focus on the skies, on the heavens, on the zodiac, on time, eventually you got the stars. You need to take that plasmic energy and you need to re-tap into that energy, and you need to collapse the stars, and you need to gain back your property, your soul, your energy. You have your own energy. You don't need the sun's energy if you want to go to that level. So what's going on in the world right now is very simple. And I'm going to read it to you so you can understand and you won't be a victim in this frequency war. Because someone owes something. But if you are in the mistaken frequency, if you're not in your right frequency, you're going to be caught in the crossfire. And you don't want to be caught in the crossfire. So what I'm about to read to you, it's something that I wrote. Please pay attention to it. Internalize it. Reflect on it. Become this information and free yourself. We have to collapse time. All throughout spirituality, what we constantly heard was that if everyone stops working, the system is going to collapse. No, fuck that shit. If you take out your energy out of the stars, the Titan energy that forms the stars, the entire matrix of time is about to collapse. What is time? Time is a desire. Time is something that was not accomplished. We are outside of time. You have accomplished everything because you are the accomplishment. So let me read this to you. When everything in our society is based on human sacrifice, theft, murder, rape, genocide, bloodshed, coercion, brainwashing, misinformation, abuse, pain, suppression, oppression, subjugation, criminality, infringement, lies, deceits, cons, conspiracy. When the entire moral edifice of society is rotten to its core and poisoned, how can I, a being of nature, a part of nature, allow such madness to define me, deprive me, judge me, and make me look down on myself through its sick and devious standards? Never will I. The game of life is no game. In any game, there are rules and principles, referees to enforce them. This is a slaughterhouse. This is war, a war on everything that is just, pure, and sane. Never will they have the privilege of seeing me adhere to their religion of monstrosity. Never will I oppress and suppress my soul. For the vain promises and distant echoes of the sounds of the beast they call success. What am I telling you today? Today I'm telling you, have you participated in a genocide? Have you participated in the Inquisition? Have you participated in the mass murder of people? Have you participated in the mass displacement of people from their lands, stealing people's lands, stealing people's gold, wealth, women, men, children? Have you desecrated graves in the name of science? Have you bombarded, destroyed shrines, tombstones, monuments? Have you wiped out forests? Have you dried out rivers? Have you created unnatural, natural disasters? If the answer is no to all those questions, today you gotta be sitting back, relaxed, chilling. They have a debt, not us. They have a system to uphold, not you. This is our time to celebrate. This is the time to give your heart the orgasm that it desperately seeks, that it desperately wants. Because when you're living in the brain, every emotion that has to be channeled through your heart, love, you only get a fraction of it. Happiness, you only get a fraction of it. Peace, you only get a fraction of it. Calm, you only get a fraction of it. And that's why your heart can never have the orgasm that it has to have. So basically, it becomes a war between your brain and your real heart, the seat of the chaos being, the titan within you. You have nothing to accomplish. You are the accomplishment. This is not the time for meditation, for yoga, for magic. This is the time where you gotta be what the fuck you are. And the reason why we haven't been able to channel the power of orgasm is because when you're stuck in the brain, when you've downsized yourself from a cosmic being to a spirit, spirits belong to the brain. That's why spirits, or the beings that depend on the brain to live, cannot tap into orgasm. They cannot tap into the sacred science of sexuality, which is the science of nature. They are sexually devious. They are sexually immoral. They are sexually perverted because the range of emotions is not conducive, cannot be conducted in the brain. That shit goes, it has to go in your heart. So today, what you have to do is you have to understand that if you have nothing to do with all the injustice, all the crimes, all the criminality, everything that's going on in the world right now, you have to live your life as if tomorrow could be it. You have to take all your investments out of time. Everything that you put into time, the betterment of yourself, the betterment of this, the betterment of that, everything that belongs to time, that belongs to tomorrow, that belongs to yesterday, you need to take that shit out of the zodiac. You need to take that shit out of the stars and come back to earth where you can live orgasmically with nature, with whatever's surrounding you, with your peace, with what you are. You need to stop being a battery for a system made for the weak. This entire system is based on weak men and weak women, depriving you from what you are, depriving you from your natural state, selling you. Become a billionaire, become a yogi, become a master of this, become a master of that. So you gotta stop living as a spirit. You have to stop living as a spirit. You gotta get out of the thought of tomorrow. This is it. The only way we're going to collapse the system, listen, the system is already collapsed, whether you like it or not. But for you not to get caught in a crossfire, all those low vibrational emotions of accomplishment, how the fuck can you accomplish anything when you are the source of accomplishment? But you got to tap into your heart. And I'm not talking about the heart chakra. The heart chakra belongs to the matrix. Compassion belongs to the matrix. We're not into compassion. We don't give a fuck about compassion. This is the time to celebrate. Every time you see a measure in the news cycle, whatever it is, that's trying to make you fearful, you need to smile. You need to laugh. You need to rejoice. You need to understand it's not my problem. You have no blood on your hands. You have no debt on your hands. They've been running this plane of existence through the ground for so long, and now it's time to pay. But they don't want to pay, and they want to make sure they have a buffer. So every person that adheres, that buys into accomplishment, buys into progress, buys into tomorrow, what you do is you downsize yourself from a normal sized human being to a fraction of a human being. And they showed you that in the movie Downsizing. In the movie Downsizing, mild-mannered therapist Paul Safranak and his wife Audrey decide to undergo a process in which scientists shrink people down to a miniature size to live in small communities. The irreversible procedure allows the people to gain wealth and a life of leisure while helping to cut down on the consumption of natural resources. As Paul gets to know his new neighbors and surroundings, he soon learns that living in a tiny suburb comes with its own set of huge problems. That's what most of us have done to ourselves. We've downsized ourselves. We've downsized what we are to fit in the folly of society. And then, instead of realizing, wait a second, why am I thinking so small? Why am I feeling so small? Why am I appraising myself so small? Instead of thinking like that, you go run for solutions. Listen, I speak about spirituality. I've spoken about spirituality, and I'm going to keep speaking about spirituality. But you have to understand that spirituality is only explaining to you what you are already. Spirituality is basically if you're a drug addict or if you were addicted to any substance, spirituality is like your rehab. It's weaning you off of the substance. And the substance is not humanity. Humanity, the so-called humans of this plane are the titans. Humanity, when they tell you let go of humanity, they're telling you let go of the stars, let go of that God shit, let go of that accomplishment shit. There is nothing to accomplish, there is everything to explore. There is nothing for you to accomplish. There is everything for you to explore. Exploration is the land of orgasm. Ejaculation is the land of the brain. It is the land of accomplishments. Gratitude is not some state that you attain. The same way you have blood coursing through your veins right now, maintaining your physical frame, gratitude is the default setting of your real self. The most basic part of yourself is gratitude. But gratitude starts when time ends. Gratitude starts when time ends. So right now, there's nothing for you to do. There's nothing for you to accomplish. There's no more yogas. There's no more all that. You do it at your leisure. You do it as you please. You do what you gotta do. But eventually you gotta be what the fuck you are. And that's get out of time. Get out of the stars. Get out of the zodiacs and take back your energy that was siphoned to the stars and bring back that energy. And you know, there's a time and a place for everything. But what kind of fear can you have if you say, I'm walking around and I'm walking around, I am a sun, I am a star walking the earth. And you have this energy in your aura, and you have this energy in your field, in your energetic field. And this is how you walk. And this is how you shield yourself from all those fears. The fear of death, the fear of the other, the fear of not accomplishing, the fear of not being enough. Listen, this is a celebration. You need to be celebrating right now. That's what we need to be doing. We need to be collapsing the zodiac. We need to be collapsing time. We do not invest in time because eventually the snake could turn and turn and turn and turn. But hey, what they're trying to do essentially, because they have a debt, what they're trying to do is they're trying to buy more time. But fuck them. They need to pay what they owe. And it ain't got shit to do with you. So why you stressed? Why you're in a hurry? Why do we always say we want to leave the planet? What did the planet ever do to you? Not understanding that when you say you want to leave the planet, it's like you're the owner of a building, of a house, of a condo. When you leave your fucking house, a squatter will move in for free and live in your house. That's what you don't understand. This entire planet is your body if you understand it. And you can take any body that you please. You're not bound to any place. But they want to make you believe this is hell. So you're always thinking about accomplishing something in the stars. And you're always thinking about investing somewhere else. Most yoga is the science of body snatching. Most spirituality that tells you to ascend is the science of snatching your bodies slowly but surely. Don't like the physical body, don't like sex, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, those beings who don't have bodies, meanwhile, those beings who are looking for high energetic bodies are gonna come, invade, and take your space. Your protection is your ability to tap into the high frequencies of sex and of orgasm. I already told you. The science of sex is creating a hunger within yourself. Meaning, I could eat 2 burgers, but I'll eat half of a burger. When I eat half of a burger, I can no longer eat a physical meal, so I'll start eating music. Eventually, I can't eat music, I'll eat something more subtle and more subtle until you reach spirit. That's why you and your wife or you and your husband, when you come together, the more you tap into the science of orgasm, the more you're consuming the more subtle parts from your wife, or if you're a woman, from your husband, until you're able to feed yourself from the spirit within her, and she feeds herself from the spirit within you, which is actually her real self within you and your real self within her. And that's when you liberate yourself from duality. So the entire purpose of you having a body is sex, because sex is the accomplishment of nature. Sex is seeing yourself in the other gender. That's what it is. That's the mission. That's the mystery school. So you gotta tap into the science of orgasm. You really have to tap into the science of orgasm to at least activate gratitude within yourself. So that when all this bullshit comes and all the bullshit hits the fan, you don't give a fuck if you have to go in 10 days, 20 days, 100 days. You are dead already to the bullshit. You have no investments. You have no player in the game. You are accomplished already. You're ready to go. Every day is a good day to die. In Haiti, in the revolution or in the war, the slogan was Liberté ou la mort, freedom or death. I'm telling you, this time is pivotal. Your energetic signature at this moment is pivotal. Your best friend right now is orgasm in all of its facets, in laughter, in joy, in gratitude, in sex, in orgasmic, blissful exchanges with your partner. You live, you work, you eat, you invest, you buy land. Oh, why do you do all of this? Eventually, it's to find a mate, a woman or a man if you're a woman. And then, after you establish both polarities and you're comfortable enough, the real mission starts. And the mission is to be able to find your own self within the other polarity or the other part of your own self. Once you've had sex truly, once you've consumed spirit within sexuality, you are free. You are a living dead. You accomplish the mission that this realm holds for you. It doesn't mean you need to leave it. You could accomplish many more missions. But Let's stop making them, no, allowing them to make us hate the physicality. Because what you think as physicality when you're talking about the body and all that shit is actually brain living. It's actually being a spirit and limiting yourself and only being able to channel a small range of emotions. That's why most people become fucking neurotic when it comes to sexuality, because those high caliber emotions are not meant to be channeled through the brain. They have to go in the heart, the cosmic heart of being. That's where they go. They don't go in the brain. But because you've downsized yourself and you're always stressed, always worried, always in competition, always wanting more, you can never actually fucking extract the orgasm of life. Just walking around and just looking at the trees and looking at nature and just feeling the bliss, just feeling something good without the need for something in return, just being immersed and submerged in what the fuck is beautiful right now. It's always about I gotta. But that's not your debt. That's their debt that they passed on to you. So if you're not guilty of everything that I spoke about in the beginning of the video, you ain't got nothing to worry about. This is their debt. Let them do their campaigns. Let them pressure people. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, protect your assets because the governments are running wild. But this is your time to celebrate. This is your time to, if there was a time to sleep peacefully, it's now. Because justice is being served. If you have eyes to see in the spiritual realm, you know that justice is being served all over. They are in panic mode. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to be in panic mode with them, because spirit will only recognize frequency. Nature will only recognize frequency. So be in the right frequency. Are you guilty or you're not guilty? If you're not guilty, you ain't got shit to worry about. Let that shit collapse. Let whatever happen, happen. And that's why we were preparing for all of this all those years. All this spirituality, all those talks, all those practices. It was to lead you to this moment. So that when shit hits the fan, like we knew it would, well, you would be protected by your frequency, by your plasmic energy, by the energy within the stars that Zeus forced Atlas, the Titan, to bear. But now you're taking your shit back and say, fuck that, I'm not investing in your goddamn matrix anymore. Through my emotions, through my anxiety, through my worries, through my fears. I walk around on this planet, I walk around in this world like the entire world is mine. I look at them doing what they're doing. They have a certain time, because eventually, whether you like it or not, you gotta cross over and you gotta go meet Baron Samedi. You gotta cross over and you gotta go meet Grande Brigitte. We're not worried. We have all the time. We are beings that are outside of time. We got nothing. We got nothing but time. We're not worried. We're not anxious. We're not scared. We're not running. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we got time. So right now is the time for you to celebrate, to tap into orgasm, to give your heart the orgasm that it needs. Your heart desperately needs an orgasm. But the way you're going to give your heart the orgasm beyond sexuality, because sexuality will allow you to open the door. But first it has to start here. You got to move all the investment that you're putting here, and you got to bring that light here. Why do you think when you see a saint or anything associated with the church or those, whatever that bullshit is, they always have a halo? because for them, this is it. They don't have access to the orgasm of the heart, the true heart. So they store their light in heaven. We store our light in our hearts, first and foremost. But if you want to go to a even higher level of adepthood, when the gay day come in possession in Haitian voodoo, we have something called kalanga. It's a bottle infused with 21 peppers. And the gay day rub their genitals with rum infused with 21 peppers. Do you know what they're telling you? They're telling you the fire must go below, because the real divine mind, which is truly connected with nature, is in your sexual organs. But before you're able to access the potent power, the indescribable power, the potency of this chaotic energy, you first need to activate the heart that is fed by the energy of orgasm. And once you are a purified being enough, then you can access this other science, which is even more deep. We don't keep light here. This is the matrix. We keep light here. And for the true, I wouldn't even call them titans. It's a different level. They keep their light below. They keep the light, the energy below. That's why when the gay they come in possession, they're always cursing also, because cursing is a form of fire. They're not allowing fire to build up in their mouths or in their heads. Whatever has to do with heat or light, they're expressing it. We keep our light here, or we keep our light below. We're no longer holding up the heavens for Zeus and his cronies. We're no longer doing the bidding of the gods and the spirits. Because make no mistake, there's a lot of deities that you think are deities. They're not deities. They are thought forms, or they are people that were fed so much energy that they were able to get certain positions, but they have no spiritual development. They're only, I call them energy dependent gods. That's what the fuck they are. And we are the source of energy. We are the energy. Do you get the nuance? The body, or this body, can feel sex or sexual energy. You are sexual energy. That's the gap between what they wanted to term as the angels versus the demons. They call the beings of the Kalipoth demons because